Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome to the channel. We're going to do something a little new this morning. Since I am off of work today, I am able to actually set up and trade and do some recording while I am trading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys on a screen to my top right, and I'm going to have a window linked to what I'm looking at. Now this isn't going to be live, so the ticker isn't going to be live data. Obviously I'm going to record this and edit it together. Because it'll probably record for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I kind of want to edit that to only when I'm trading, because a lot of times I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for a setup. So I hope you do enjoy the video. If you do, feel free to subscribe and like, and if I get enough positive feedback, maybe I can do this more often on days that I don't have to work and I can actually sit down and concentrate on setting everything up. So thanks again, and let's go get started. Hey, I wanted to show you real quick what I use to track my trades. Now, as you can see, I've only been using it for a couple of days. This is going to be a work in progress, but this is what I'm going to use going forward. It's going to track each strategy that I use when I take a trade. And it's also going to show the price, my confidence level, my entry, and also the result. Just because I have a good entry doesn't mean it works out. I want to see where maybe I should have held longer. And at the end of the week, I'm going to go through and look at where I could have done better. Maybe I shouldn't have taken an entry, etc., etc. And I also want to compare those with the screenshots of my trades. So right now on the watch list, we have Moderna, because they're gapping down a lot because of earnings. They're actually down quite a bit, over $50. They just broke the 300 level. I've actually already taken a low of daybreak trade on it. It was a quick scalp. I took the trade, as you can see here, I took the trade at 302, and I just went ahead and got out since it's pre-market. I wasn't really looking to swing trade or anything. It's already quite low, so it could bounce from this key daily level that's already marked on the chart. My other watches are Lucid, NIO, and Tesla. It's all EV this morning. And also I'm going to keep an eye on OCGN just because of their volume. They have over 5 million shares traded right now, and we're looking at 10 minutes after 9. So we could look at a lot of volume coming in. OCGN has been really active recently, so that's why I'm really wanting to keep an eye on them. I'm going to go ahead and clear off all these lines from OCGN because it's a jumble. You can see I've traded it a lot. Alright guys, we're about 30 seconds away from the bell, so we're going to see what opportunities show up for themselves. Moderna is, again, they're down at a key level again around 295. They could continue lower, but I could also see that getting bought up, so I'm not going to really focus on them too much right now. I am watching EVAX. Unfortunately, they're on short sell restriction as well, so I may not be able to do much with them. So let's just keep an eye on the bell right now and see what happens, who goes where, and look for some opportunities. And looks like Moderna was getting bought up when it sold off. I kind of expected that. EVAX, again, there's no shorts, so I'm not really that interested in EVAX right now. NIO is going much higher, so let's keep an eye on NIO. It actually just ripped through all-time highs, or I'm sorry, not all-time highs, but the high of pre-market. And there is a lot of volume on NIO. I don't trade the first candle. It's just one of those things. Just not really my style. What I normally like to do on NIO is catch it coming back down. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Looks like Lucid is moving a little bit lower as well. Moderna did lose. Yep, there it goes. Let's see if anything gets balled up here. I want to be really careful with Moderna. getting some bouncing action going on here. This is what I like to see on NIO. I like to see that upside down doji. Now we want to see if this can come back down and get close to the VWAP as it moves back down. Or maybe it'll want to form a breakout, I'm not sure. We'll see what it sets up for us. It did come down and tap the VWAP, but it's very bullish right now, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. Let's see if it wants to go down. See, it's still hanging up above $43. So let's see here. 42.85 is still a key level. All right, I'm going short for the break of VWAP. I will stop out if it bounces back up. I want to give it a really tight stop on this. Because this was, yeah, there we go. Now we're getting the continuation down. So now we're at, yeah, we're going to partial at 2R there. And just because NIO is really bullish this morning, I'm going to go ahead and set my break even there. Because I feel like, yeah, I knew it was going to pop back up. I wasn't really confident with NIO staying down. I was confident with it losing VWAP, but I just know the way it's been moving, it's definitely going to move on up. So that was a quick chip. It wasn't a lot of shares. If NIO was bearish a little bit more, then I would have probably went a lot heavier into that trade, but we'll take the win and go with that. That was basically just a VWAP break trade there. OCGN does not have any shares to short, so I can't really mess with that right now. And I think I want to keep my eye on NIO just to see what happens with this. At this point, I really don't have anything except maybe a low of day or something like that. So I'm just keeping my eye on to see what may present itself. It looks like Lucid is really giving back. That would have been a good trade, the loss of 37 on Lucid. Looks like it is close to the low of pre-market. No, that was at 36.9, so it's already lost that level. And it is going down to the close of previous day, so I'm going to keep an eye on that level for Lucid. NIO is definitely shaking out. I don't really like how it's just sticking around the VWAP. It doesn't really give any good entries. I am also watching Tesla. Tesla is doing all kinds of crazy stuff up there. Still waiting for a pattern to present itself. It looks like EVAX may have halted. Yes, it did. It halted down. Ran all the way up to 25, and then, yeah, so there you go. Looks like we may have got a lot of consolidation. Now we're getting that bounce off of the previous close, just like we were just talking about. So let's see what Lucid does. I would like to see a rejection of this level and a move lower, but I'm not going to take a short at this point. That was just a key buy area. And also, if you look on the 5-minute chart here, you know, oh, there we go. Now it's losing it. So it did get, everybody tried to push it up, and then it just sold off. Kind of want to see what the next candle does. I don't want to chase anything right now. The 5-minute is setting up for a good breakdown level if it can lose this 55 level. Does look like it's getting bought up quite a bit. And honestly, that was a really tough wick when it dropped down. I'm watching the time and sales right now. I'm seeing a lot of orders go through on 68, 65. And I'm just keeping my eye open to see if it's actually, the price action is reflecting. Yeah, see, now it's actually reflecting what's going through on the time and sales. So what a good pattern here would be, it's an upside down ABCD. I'm going to go look at MRNA because they're back to this low level here at 28, or I'm sorry, 287. We're going to go short for a break of low of day on MRNA. So we're in at 287. I'm going to keep a really tight stop on this. 287.16. And I'm seeing some red flash. May bounce off of this level. What I want to see is some continuation down through this. And we're going to go ahead and stop out of that. It didn't continue down. What I do want to do is get a better entry on this. I like where it's going. It's definitely looking bearish. This was my entry, so I did get the entry I wanted. I wanted this break right here. It just didn't continue down. It basically bounced off of that level. So what I may do is keep an eye on it and see if it comes down and tests that level one more time. Then I'll see if I can't get a better entry on Moderna. There's still a lot of selling going on, but everybody saw that level. They're looking for it to get bought up, so that's okay. We may look for a better entry around the 9 EMA and then go from there. I'm also watching the price action. Yeah, see, it's getting bought up to 289, and the candle is following that. So that one's going to go as a low of day miss. That was definitely a red trade. So we have one green and one red trade on Moderna so far today. One green trade on NIO. Even though NIO really didn't continue like I wanted it to, we were able to get a profitable trade. Now it looks like Lucid may be forming our upside down ABCD. Let's see here. For a nice reversal, we'll see what it does. We're at a key level right now, 36.9. So the problem being, if it gets bought up, then you're going to see a really strong rip. I'm going to watch the price action for a second. And we're going to go short here. The stop's going to be at 36.9. What I would like to see is it drop back down to the close of day. That way I can go ahead and take a partial and hit a break even. So the target is 36.55. That is going to be our target. Right now we're at 1R. We are at 1R. There we go. And then we're getting a pop. It looks like we're getting some sales at 70. Now we're getting the red. Getting some red volume coming in here. Some sales at 65, 58. There we go. We're going to go ahead and take our partial at the close. And now what we want is continuation down. Hopefully it doesn't bounce and go back up. So that was a good trade. So far, so good. Now we want continuation to the south end. What we'd like to see is a move down to S2. That would be really good. And we do have this level here, which it may try to bounce again. So I'm going to go ahead and move my my stop down to the close of the previous day. And what we'll look for is, right now, our target. This 36.35 was, I think that was a key level from a previous day, so that's why that's there. What we're looking for now is a target of 36.2. Actually, 36.35 is a good target as well, but we're just going to hold right now. Depending on what the price action does, I may take another partial or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take another piece out there. And now we're going to move this back down. I'm going to sit right around there. There we go. So that was a good move. That's what we wanted. That's our target, is S2. So now we have a really good R right now. We're looking at a really strong move. So since that is a target, I'm going to cancel this order and take a small portion out. So I'm still holding shares, and with a break even of 36.73. If this does move back up, I think what I'm going to do is just take the rest of my profits out if it does get bullish, because right now we're starting to see some buying. and we're just going to watch this from now. And if we get a lot of action continue down, I could add. No, there it goes. Let's see what happens here. The 36.35 level is looking strong. I'm going to go ahead and partial there one more time. And now I'm holding a small share size. I'm only holding 57 shares of this stock. So. And I may look to add, I may not. I don't know. We'll see what happens at the S2 level here. Now, the one good thing is we are well below the close of the previous day, so we have a clear level. I would give back a lot of profits if I let it go that high again, so I'm hoping it doesn't go back that high. I could just take the rest of it out, and we're going to see what happens if we get any more continuation down. Like here, it seems like it's already bounced off of S2 twice, so that could be a really strong resistance level. Yep, so it's bouncing off of S2 almost to the penny now, so we'll see if it wants to actually hold 36.2. I'm getting a lot of green on the tape. And that 36.35 is a really strong level, so. So I'm going to go ahead and add to the position at S2 for a break. So now my average is 36.26. And I'm going to keep a real tight stop on here. So yep, there we go. We're going to go all out. I was hoping that it would continue down, but that's okay. We were able to get a profitable trade out of that one. And yep, there we go. That was a good short side trade. The entry was right around, let's see, 36.72, and I was able to get about a good 5-hour move out of that before partialing. Now, we can still trade this stock if it continues down. There's nothing wrong with that. I would like for it to shake out because it's already proven this S2 has now become a support level. I would really, it would be tough for me to want to jump back in this trade at this point. On this stock, I should say. So everything else on our watch list doesn't look really interesting. Moderna keeps trying to move lower, but it just, you know, it just doesn't want to. And we're having a lot of wicks, so let's just keep an eye on that. See if we get a good entry. Still see a lot of buys coming in at 288 and 288.5. If I see a key signal, I'm going to go in for a short. I'm still keeping my eyes on everything else, though. I'm watching stuff around the VWAP, and honestly, NIO is trading horribly right now. Tesla is trading horribly. Lucid did bounce back up, so I'm glad we got out of that trade. That was actually a good decision. And EVAX is halted again. EVAX is good gravy. Yeah, I hope nobody is holding bags on EVAX. That's horrible. OCGN is short sell restriction, so I'm not even looking at that anymore. That's off my watch list. I'm not even looking at it. Right now, I'm looking for a continuation on Lucid. Let's see if it wants to continue up. What I would really like to see is the bulls give up on Moderna, and that way I can take another entry. And I think I will, because we're getting closer and closer to 287. We're also trending down. So let's look here. We're going to go short there. We're going to take one more stab at Moderna for the loss. What we want to see is a loss of the 287. It doesn't look like it wants to move. A lot of indecision on this candle. The bulls keep buying it up at 287. Honestly, the level 2 really doesn't look very interesting right now. I'm just not really, I'm not convinced one way or the other. So now we're finally seeing some some of the red come in on the tape at 275. I'm not sure if it's going to get bought up or not, but we'll keep an eye on it. We would like to see it lose this 287 level. There we go. So is there going to any orders go through at 286? I'm going to take half. That was good enough for me. So I'm still holding 25 shares of Moderna. Hopefully this will be the time where it continues lower and I can just sit on this trade. We would really like to see a loss of this 285 level. That would be ideal. Now, if you notice, I did get a much better entry on Moderna this time. I was a lot closer to the 9 EMA. That's one of my biggest issues, is getting a better entry on these trades. So I'm seeing a lot of red flashing. Not sure if it's covering. I'm watching 286 on the ticker. Now we're at 286, the even dollar. A lot of bids. That means we're stacking up to the low end. 286 is getting bought up. So we'll see if it flashes down. I did see a lot of buying going on at the 286 hold dollar, but it looks like it's moving back up. So I'm going to take a portion out there. And there I mean, we're getting a little bit of red, but and I'm also going to cancel this order. That way I can just manually stop it out. If we do get to close to 287.50, I'm going to go ahead and take my full position. Here we go. I'm going to take my full position out of the trade there. Now that was, you guys see my target. I mean, this, again, we had a good entry off of the 9, moving back down. And what I was really going for on that trade was the break of low of day. I was looking, already had this level from earlier. What I really wanted was this level here to break on this. I wanted to come off of the 9 EMA and then to go through this. It's really tough going through it right now, so that was more or less a scalp. Now, if I don't want to say I'll take another trade on Moderna at 285 just because right now it's going really sideways. So I'll keep an eye on it, but you know, I don't want to give back any more of my profits. I had that one red trade on Moderna earlier. That one more than made up for it, so let's keep an eye on it, on what it's going to do now. And if anything, you could take a smaller share size. You don't have to go full shares. And we're coming back to that key level of 285. I see a lot of red flashing on the screen. But I also see 286, 73 get bought up. There's 72. So I just don't want to get in it, and it could be a bounce. Now, it could flush and be a really great trade to the short side. But at this point, I'm just not really willing to take that because we've just watched it bounce back up. I'm also watching the other screens. Lucid did move back down. NIO is just impossible to trade right now, guys. Look at NIO. That's impossible to trade. You can't trade that if you want to make money. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Tesla is impossible to trade right now. Moderna is really the only thing that's on my list. And it looks like it's wanting to break that level now. Finally, maybe. Let's see if the bulls come in and buy it right back up. And see, this is where you want to have a good entry. If you go short here, it's a possible move to the short end. But if you were to come off of a support level like the 9, at least you would have a little bit like I did on the last entry where you can scalp and have a break-even level. But I mean, that 285 is such a support level. Look at that. That's, let's pull it up here for you guys, just so you can get a little better idea of what I'm looking at here. And this is why I'm not entering the trade. Now, it may give an opportunity here in a second. It may flush. So I'm just keeping my eyes open for that flush. And seeing some red at 286 again. But again, nothing, it still looks bullish. Now again, I could be wrong. There may be a big order coming through, but it looks bullish from what I'm seeing on the L2. And the problem is it's consolidating to the 285. Too many bounces for me. We have one huge bounce at 941. Now imagine if you went short here and it ripped up. You know, that's huge. We're not trying to see anything like that. We'll have to be quick if we do decide to go short. I do like how it's forming basically a descending triangle though. So what we're getting is a trend line that's looking a little bit something that may be usable. But it's really not, yeah, there we go. See, it broke right through that trend. Yeah. So I was looking at something along those lines to see if it could hold and then move lower. And it looks like everybody else was looking at something similar to that as well, because once it moved up through that, then all the bears got tired. And it just pushed up through. I would not have wanted to have been holding at 285 right there. That would have not have been good at all. Well guys, I am green so far this morning, and I've really held my trades the way I wanted to. I've only made 1, 2, 3, 4 trades during regular hours, and I took 1 trade on Moderna pre-market, which was a decent trade. And I am green right now, even with commission, so I want to keep an eye on everything, see what happens for about 5 more minutes. If we do get opportunity, I may take it, but I'm not really interested in giving back profits right now. I'm sorry, it's not very exciting, but this is you have to be disciplined. I'll say this is horrible. This is untradeable. These were the stocks that were on my watch list. I really wanted to trade Tesla. That's impossible to trade. Not impossible, but I'm not trading. There's no continuation whatsoever on that stock. Lucid is getting to the point right now where, you know, I had that one good trade, and look how it held around the previous day's close. Now, if you would have tried to go on short at the 36.35 level there, it bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's bouncing again off of that level. So really tough to trade. The only thing that I would look for on Lucid is if it lost this 36.35 again and then actually went through the S2, then it might be another good short opportunity. But geez, man, this is tough. And now we even see Moderna moving back up. There's really nothing good. It looks like, not for right now anyway. So this might be it for my morning. I may just go do some chores. It's not quite 10 o'clock, and you know, we're green for the day. This is the lifestyle, guys. As you saw, I did have red and I did have green. Today my green outweighed my red because I was able to stay disciplined on my stop losses, especially on Moderna. When we had this stop loss right here, it did continue down, but also if it would have wicked up like this candle here, then I would have taken a really big loss and that would have blown my day up. I couldn't have dealt with that at all. So that's where we're at right now. And I think, you know, it looks like NIO's making a little bit of movement. Let me go have a look at NIO real quick before we shut things down. And again, look at the size of this wick. I mean, it may continue higher. It's a very possibility, or a very good possibility, I should say. 43.32 is a high. But but I don't know if I'm confident in that trade. Now it does look like volume's coming in for a break of the high day trade, but we're also at R6, so I'm not quite sure. I could easily see NIO just giving back this entire candle. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if it continues to the long side, and we may take a stab at it. It's possible. We'll see what the volume does. It does look like it's trying to break the 32 level. And there we go. We're getting the break now. It looks like volume is trying to come in. 32 is getting bought up. We're getting a lot of basket. There we go. Okay, 33. 32 is good. Now it's moving up. I want to see the volume continue with this, though. We're at a really strong resistance level at 43.40. And I do see quite a few on the asks there. So. And again, this may look like a really bullish pattern, but what I'm looking at on NIO for the first 20 minutes of this stock this morning, this just scares me. Because we could see a run up through this and then a complete reversal just like it did here, and then it gave all the profits back. I don't feel like giving anybody my money that's going short on NIO right now, to be honest with you. I don't have a playbook for this, so. I do thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to edit it down a little bit, and, let me know your feedback in the comments. If you did enjoy it, then maybe the next day I have off, I'll come back and try to make some more content like this. Thanks, you guys. Take care.